After Joe murdered some poor guy by sending him into orbit, we return as him as the 5th ranked OBF boxer, and Joe weighs himself going on a run. This guy appears. Apparently Joe's current record is 16 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, at least in the anime. He's Kiyoshi Sugar, a blackmailing extortionist journalist hybrid who came into knowledge about Carlos vs Jose's tape, and Joe has to watch this to see what the hell happened, while his opponent is from the Philippines. All the while Sugar is talking about people buying the rights to broadcast Joe Yabuki's fights under Yoko's nose, and sadly for him, blackmail doesn't work, but we get to see the tape. Carlos looking normal with his intro, as I have a stroke, because old animes love jump cuts. Carlos throwing his punches as Jose dodges easily, already sweating, as recall, he is punch drunk. Eating a combo, getting murdered against the ropes, clearly out of it, and bang. A punch to the right side of the temple and Carlos is down, permanently. Carlos was gone before the fight even began. Anyway, Joe gets his opponent's name and he doesn't give a shit. If Joe wins, he can fight the champion, but he doesn't want to fight him. He wants to fight Jose Mendoza, filled with that determination, if you get me. While Sugar Man is here with the other journalists, getting ready for Joe's fight. Tawny R. Onzo.
Nope.
Fight beginning. Joe eating 2 punches before a big combo sends him down, as he's distracted. Right, left, right, not giving the man time to breathe as he beats his opponent with the most brutal combo I've seen.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
That man needs Jesus, not a doctor. While Joe weighs himself in the middle of the night, still gaining weight much to his disturbance, which is something Danpei and Nishi have noticed. Joe is lying about eating food, which is really strange. And Joe's in a sauna, reminds me of someone else. But tonight is a little celebration about Joe's growth, especially with certain networks. The main man hosting it is basically dick riding, praising Joe's success, while revealing they now own the licensing for Joe's fights. And despite Yoko and Joe's odd relationship, they find company away from the rodents. And oh my god, that's world champion Jose Mendoza. What the hell is the world champion doing at this party? He wasn't invited, he's just here to Oriform, as both men have a stare down, and...
Good luck.
Wait, say that again?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Joe realizing Jose's mere presence is literally intense. Despite the fact he wanted to break his face for Carlos's demise, he knew they had to fight in the ring. And Joe takes his shirt off back in the gym and Jose has left bruises on his arms. In response, Yoko activates Metal Gear and pays Sugar 300,000 yen to track him down to assassinate him, as he's the man who sold the world. But in a more accurate terminology, Jose is just relaxing with his family, as Yoko asks this, and Jose responds with this.
Joe Yabuki, where he came from and where he's going to go.
That's it?
And Joe is training as we'd expect, while he's also told the words.
Joe Yabuki, where he came from and where he's going to go.
Well, that's what they said yesterday.
Jose's words essentially means Joe doesn't come from anything, and where is he going to go? To the world stage? The OPBF champion is Yongbi Kim, who's busy literally murdering someone, and oh my god, Kim is a horror character in nearly all aspects. He is a machine. He doesn't smile, he barely blinks. He puts his opponent in factory resets with simple punches. Kim easily dealing with his sparring partner's offense without fire in his eye. He literally is a machine, and Danpei is hiding Kim from Joe as he fears the consequences, despite him sending requests for the fight. 2 of Kim's opponents have died. He has a similar past to Joe, but he's a far darker and more malicious individual, as Kim and his coach just appear, asking about Danpei's lies. Kim hitting Danpei with a few punches, knocking him down. And Joe can't have that as he ends up breaking Kim's coach, with Joe extra determined for his weight loss, getting stalked by random guys. The main issue for this fight is Joe was heartbroken when Rikishi, Wolf, and Carlos got crippled. Kim has killed 2 people and he isn't bothered. That's creepy. Kim was an orphan who lived through the Korean War. He became a pro at 33 and he's currently 36, and he has a stronger hairline than Jose. I mean, he's a machine with a technique called Chom Chom, which despite sounding funny has killed 2 people, while Colonel Cockrider is explaining Joe's entire life story in about 10 seconds. Speaking of 10 seconds, we're at Kim's next match, making a complete mockery out of a man 2 weight classes above him. His punches landing cleanly, beating the man into a corner, a man who analyzes the space of the ring and details all the information. Landing with an uppercut straight, a machine analyzing and striking, and it's safe to say Kenmochi is dead. But you know what's creepy? Washing your hands. No, that's normal. You know what isn't normal? Washing your hands for an hour straight without doing anything. As President Osaka taps him, immediately grabbed in that Leon Kennedy chokehold. Hyun, this guy, his coach obviously, explaining the reasoning. Kim is wiping blood off his hands, blood that only he can see, while Joe is weighing at 60 kg, meaning he has to drop an insane amount of weight within 3 weeks. Water, running and heating clothing, and not eating real meals. While the children show Danpei what Joe is doing. A homemade sauna. I wonder who did that first. Joe is so weak he can't even move as Nishi breaks down that door. That's our goat. Danpei telling Joe he has to go up featherweight, maybe even lightweight, but Joe doesn't listen, trapping himself in his room as they get a replacement ladder, providing a meal. it's Joe's Rikishi arc. Running out in the middle of the night, he's grew by 6 centimeters, so he should go up in weight, as he sees an orange. Oh, he's hallucinating, it's a peel. It's also a tangerine, but fuck you. Refusing Danpei's food and water, as this is the weight class of Wolf, Rikishi, Carlos, and Jose. If he has to risk himself, he will. And apparently Joe is in Yoko's gym in the basement. Doesn't that sound familiar again? Danpei seeing Joe sitting in the locker room trying to get in, and he'll break that door down. And Joe will not listen to him, even as he opens the door, trying to fight Danpei getting knocked down. It's time for a lesson. Danpei hitting a right left before Joe deals with a half-blind disabled man.
Oh, my leg!
Danpei realizing this is the day when Joe might have his Rikishi segment. And it's time.
I'm with you in the dark.
As he covers up the grate so no one can see him. And he forces Danpei to throw in the towel, telling Joe he'll make sure he drops that weight and wins the title. And Joe isn't looking good, doing the most intense weight loss program ever. Danpei in tears.
And nothing's gonna change the way you live.
As Danpei is doing a drug deal. No, he's making replica gym scales to protect Joe from dropping weight. It's cruel, but you have to be cruel to be kind. Obtaining the items from Nishi, 1 kilogram heavier than the regular 5 kg, lying to Joe as the pair train before he passes out. Apparently Joe has currently dropped 700 grams as Danpei uses the fake weight. Now Joe has dropped 2.5 kg. And a few days later, it's our weigh-in in our scales. He's exactly 118 pounds, and we know what's up. Him and Kim are weighed. Naturally, Kim makes weight at 117.5. Joe gets weighed and he's 900 grams above the weight. And Joe can't believe it makes no sense as he sees Danpei and he realizes what he's done. And Joe snaps, firing a right as he's in a frenzy, knocking Danpei down as Nishi reins the beast in. As Danpei stumbles with blood on his face and Kim looks horrified.
Get away from me!
Screaming into a panic attack like a frenzy again, before slowly calming down, and everyone is confused as hell. While Joe locks in saying he's gonna drop 900 grams before 2 p.m. And he's using every little trick in the book, but there's one last idea: drain blood from his body. Oh my god, and with tears in his eyes, Danpei agrees against all the odds. Joe manages to make weight looking like a corpse, but after all his suffering, he's finally permitted to eat. While he gets that meal, savoring each bite. This is before Kim randomly appears and decides to trauma dump his entire backstory on our arseholes about true hunger. Now guys, Kim's backstory is pretty normal for a boxing anime. Just born in a Korean war as a starving child. He watched his mother die in front of him, he ran amidst corpses with scorched earth, and one day he found food alongside a dead soldier, which he took, but the man awoke, and in pure fear he smashed a rock on his head, killing him and devouring the meal. As the soldier's squad mates arrive, now this soldier is a deserter called Chung Ryung Kim. Yeah, his father. Vomiting instantly as the soldiers realize that he's the murderer, and then he reveals that was his father. A child who murdered his father without realizing out of fear, and Colonel Hyun looked after him.
Pretty hardcore origin story.
Subscribe for happiness. But it's fight time. Kim and his coach are confident that this match has already been decided. Even Mr. Unemotional is smiling. That's how you know. Joe in his fire attire, realizing the suffering Kim has endured. Kim isn't like Carlos or Rikishi. He doesn't have the desire. He just exists. Both men making their entrances as our fight begins. Joe instantly falling. Not good when you're fighting the devil. Throwing massive swings that miss. Kim using his composed nature to land a quick 1-2 as Joe keeps missing and falling as he eats a punch, a body blow, and then a left. Simply diabolical. A monstrous body blow with a 3-piece no soda. But Joe says your father died like a little bitch, landing his own punch. A quick 1-2 sending him onto the ropes. Kim dodging and walloping Joe with a barrage, sending him down. Joe getting up ready to kill the man, but the first round's over. Noticing the creepy horror boxer analyzing everything. Round 2 begins as Joe levitates briefly. Kim starting off with a right, Joe missing his response. Kim hitting a mean combo, looked like Mr. Untouchable with a cross-counter landing. But Joe's the one who goes down, looking nearly dead, but he can't lose. By restarting as Joe is a rookie, missing and eating those punches as his body is imploded, as brother proceeds to grab his arm and start punching him when he's trapped. That was straight hammer fist to the cranium without remorse, and Joe is pissed, as Joe throws blocked, comboed into oblivion. Weaving down and finally landing a left with a right, grabbing at Kim to stop him escaping, swinging in literal slow motion, but then cover your eyes. Right, left, uppercut, body blow, connection. Making Joe question his exact location, because that was a combo, but he doesn't stay down naturally, getting up, eating those jabs as Kim can't be touched. Joe's landed punches mean nothing, and uppercut to the jaw with our round ending. Safe to say our boy isn't winning the belt right now, he's in the wrong corner, being revived on the stool as both men are ironically unbothered, whereas Kim talks about Chom Chom. Our third round sees Joe eating even more punches, pinballed against the rope straight JoJo style. A massive left, and this time he looks dead, but the dead rise, Joe getting up like a zombie, because you can't calculate his insanity. Listen to this OST. Kim instantly slamming a body blow, giving a smiting right with a left uppercut, but Joe refuses to go down, using frog jumps like Aoki. Going on the attack, landing, but the machine is blocking with maximum efficiency, hitting 2 lefts and a right before brutally launching Joe into the air with an uppercut. Joe getting up even though he doesn't understand why, finally landing, stunning Kim with his charge, using every trick in the book, falling over as the round ends. Another round starting, Kim landing a brutal barrage to Joe's poor face, launching him against the ropes with the fastest left-rights ever. Joe clinching and slipping as Kim is overpowering him, still refusing to let go, being dominated with uppercuts. He eats a right before going on a brief walk, pulling himself against the ropes, charging right back, missing as Kim lands another brutal combo. I mean, this is a straight horror sequence, imagining himself in Kim's shoes as he gets back up, Joe slipping again before Kim throws a thunderous right, discombobulating Joe. I mean, what happened? And machines experience fear, unable to understand what the hell Kim is fighting against. Chom Chom means dance. It's likely a combo that makes someone dance. Round beginning, Joe landing before eating, responding as Kim fires in response. It's Chom Chom time. As Kim lunges forward with a relentless slaughter, Joe's arms trapped, leaving him open as an uppercut launches him back into the air with a barrage of right and lefts, unable to fall down, a technique that beats you and you can't stop dancing. This is literally JoJo, and Joe's down on the ropes. It has to be over, but oh my god, Joe somehow rises to his feet, and this time, Kim is genuinely scared. The ice machine is panicking as Yoko begs the towel to be thrown, but Joe won't let that happen, pouring water on it as the bell rings. Joe eating those punches because he's alive. For Rikishi, it's his memory that forced him to rise through the pain. As Kim is about to pass away because of fear, Rikishi was starving too, like Kim. He suffered, but he didn't brag about it. He didn't take the moral high ground of suffering. My goat's name chanted as Joe pulverizes Kim, showing who he is, sending him down, as Joe is the miracle kid. Both men finally brawling, not giving an inch, and then Joe bleeds like Kim's father. Joe is officially the new champion, dedicating his belt to Rikishi, and I'll see you next time.
Don't forget, I'm with you.